What, another video after I said I was going to be falling off the radar? Yeah, I was grinding. I made two at the same time. Here is another set of pony, by the way, but with a twist. Not only do we have pony today, we have dragon, and we have changeling, actually. I hope you enjoy the VOD. Cosmic Cadet. His name just gives off little guy vibes. Cosmic Cadet was actually commissioned by one of my patrons, Cosmic Cadet. Cadet is some flavor of space-inspired pony, I believe, and his coloring is based on a Gypsy Vanner, one of my favorite horse breeds. I was given a lot of freedom with his design, and I think I might be misremembering. I was even given permission to swap some colors out if I so chose, but I didn't want to, as I feel like his colors are just so distinctly him. I was gonna change up them patterns though. I was also given freedom to redesign his cutie mark, but I did that a lot later because I nearly forgot. Rather than mixing up his colors and designs, like I said, I switched around his patterns. I gave him some outlines on his feathers, changed his spots to bubbles, and made the feathering go all the way up his legs to his knees. Actually, let me backtrack. I did switch up the colors of his ponytail holders as well, just so it narrowed down his color palette. Everything else, nah, mine. Just like last time, I'm going to be showing the creatures at the end of the video. If you'd like to see their final result, stick around. Yet another commission from Cosmic Cadet. This is Cadet's, the pony's, changeling form. Please appreciate that gorgeous art that flashed on the screen briefly, by the way, in the very beginning. I absolutely love drawing his armor-like exoskeleton. I mentioned Cosmic Cadet is one of my patrons, so I actually want to take the opportunity to personally thank them and the rest of my members. I would rather read Carter Sean Kessler, Silverflash Cloudwing, Cosmic Cadet, Entity X, Artistic Dragon, Embrace 56, I'm actually rapping here, High on Steam, Need the Fallen Moon Tiger, The Rainbow Oak, Scale, Glitch Slitch, Duchess, Luna Rose, Artist for Life. Thank you for sticking with me through these very slow times. Your support means so much, and I'm especially grateful to every single one of you. To the subscribers, by the way, out there just liking my videos and offering feedback and being genuinely awesome people, thank you as well. All of you, be you civilian members, subscribers, Imperials, everything, you are the lifeblood of this channel, so thank you for helping keep me going. Alright, and back to this changeling darling. This was my first ever time drawing a changeling. Actually, scratch that. I drew Queen Chrysalis, so technically I have drawn one changeling, but she's very different. All I knew about this bug-like species was they had a lot of holes in them, and rather than going in that direction, I opted to lean into the more exoskeletal armored bug look from the reference that Cosmic Cadet provided. Cadet also asked for warm tones and even had a color palette ready to go. I blocked in an athletic pose and set to work layering armor. I wanted to keep the joints clear and free to bend while also keeping the vital areas covered. Much of his shape language would be triangles and sharp angles, emphasizing what is supposed to be a very deadly appearance. His fins, armor spikes, wings, horns, even his mouth has that repeating triangle pattern. But he is no villain, he is sweetie. This is editing Reed coming in here for a quick tip actually concerning shape language. When I was really young, I legitimately thought that shape language and character design stuff was you had to make the character embody a shape so much that it was like so obvious nobody could deny it. Like Phineas and Ferb. Phineas was obviously very triangle based. Like that is so obvious. Ferb had more rounded proportions. So obvious. Mickey Mouse has very round proportions. So obvious. I legitimately thought a character had to be built around a certain vibe. However, that's not the case actually. You can still have great character design and great shape language all throughout your character while making them look like a normal person. Take maybe Jinx from Arcane, of course. Take any number of She-Ra characters. They have particular repeating shapes all throughout their designs. Be they triangles, stripes, they don't even have to be a certain shape. Sometimes it can just be a pattern on their clothes, a swirly or a dot or something like that. The more you can repeat a shape, a pattern, a series of dots or lines, that is going to be the shape your character is known for. That is going to be the shape that pops up most in someone's head. Colors play a huge role in this, of course. Proportions play a huge role in this as well. But just for those like me who are still learning anatomy and are just trying to get the proportions right before pushing them into harder to believe territory, focusing on repeating patterns, repeating shapes, and repeating lines and stuff, that is going to be your friend. I'll give out another example here actually because I'm yapping at this point. If you have a water character and you want that water character to embody something dangerous rather than something soft, movable and flowing or something, repeating triangles or at least 90 degree angles where clothing meets dots or sharp points to their shoes or to their teeth or on their eyes, in their hair, in their tools, in their nails. Repeating the little tiny sharp shapes will give off a feeling of danger without having to completely morph that character into an actual triangle. Or take, for instance, a fire character that you actually want to embody as softer, perhaps. Maybe make the fire have a swirl dot effect like the embers of a fire. Make circles repeat throughout their belts. Make them have circle earrings instead of triangle earrings. Give their hair kind of a more bouncy cut to it. Something that maybe curves under and makes a more rounded appearance. You can do a whole number of things without making circles so insanely obvious that everybody notices them. You can have subtle circles. Quick rambly tip there for all the people who are struggling with shape language, embodiment, and things like that, like I am. But anyway, back to Changeling Cadet. That was an entire tangent and a half, so back to the haunts. Changeling Cadet has yellow armor and rich dark skin. However, I wanted le fades. I wanted layers of sunsets, honestly, with rusty yellows and deep oranges. Fades on flat colored objects make them embody a more realistic animal rounded look in a way. Many animals have natural fades on their armor or fur, so it just makes sense to add them here. Sheesh, I could go on, but we have a dragon and another haunts to do. So on with it, and we'll see Changeling Cadet in the last part of the video. Cosmic Cadet the person, again, has a bit of my firsts under their belt now. They made me do my first changeling, and now my first lindwyrm. This draconic creature is so neat, just look it. I didn't know this flavor of dragon existed. Now this dragon is an ice dragon flavor with golden horns and an ice pick for a tail. If that ain't sick, I don't know what is. I attempted to accentuate the ice part of her design with some deep blue fades, but I quickly switched up that in favor of letting her gold scales shine. Quick tip, by the way, here's some color theory. Notice, if you did notice, how gross the deeper blue and the saturated gold look together. This is because they're both super saturated and they have around the same value. If you turned it black and white, they would look like the same color, possibly. There's no contrast, and contrast is what really makes a drawing pop. Being so saturated, they both fight for attention and neither win. So I desaturated and lightened one color significantly and made sure the gold covered more than the lighter blue. The blue is there to elevate and add flavor, not to dominate. Okay, that's all the tips I have for now. Let's move on to the final creature. Silverflash Cloudwing also shares a name with her creator, by the way. Silverflash is an anomaly. She is a pony that is more cloud and wind than flesh and bone. She is more akin to a nature spirit, something that was a challenge to capture. She's got these beautiful markings on her wings, clouds that stream behind her when she flies, and bright green eyes. Silverflash's creator requested a background, a mid-flight pose, and clouds billowing from her pony's wingtips. I totally forgot the cloud wingtips at first, can you tell? This is my first commission where I was doing a background, a unique pose, a different sort of hairstyle, and lots of varying textures, so there was a lot to think about. Thankfully, Silverflash's creator was super understanding and did not fire my butt for taking such a long time to get to the next step or provide updates. I really wanted to give the background a blurred, painterly feel, and I hope you can see that as it kind of flashes up every so often. It's difficult to really convey detail and perception when something is so far away, and when the main focus of the picture covers most of everything. Honestly, other than the background and the hair and the clouds at the very end, and my own lack of communication, this commission was super smooth. I enjoyed its challenge, and it really made me think about the shapes and the poses, the forms and the contrast. The skills I gained during this draw will help me so much in the future, so thank you, creator of Silverflash. And here are the long-awaited ponies. I said thank you so much, so allow me to do so once again. To those of you who have commissioned me or are still waiting for my commissions to reopen, thank you sincerely, unless this video comes out and I've already reopened them. So as for now, these videos might become fewer and farther between, like I mentioned last time, as I begin to try and teach again. So I would encourage you to join the subscriber pile so you'll be notified of when I do post. Okay, I think that's all I have for now. So until I see you all again, may the Lord bless you and keep you.